or are you bringing me right up?
No, we're just live. Here we are.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hello,
Interesting.
mid-sentence, everybody.
You should get an intro.
Welcome, Bryan Laverty, to the show.
You should get an intro. Reach out to Robert and say, Robert, I need an intro.
Oh my God, I tell you what. I think I've got some form of intro.
You need an intro.
I do.
Even a countdown. You didn't even do a countdown.
I do have a countdown.
I can see where this interview is going to go.
I had Parapost and Facebook going, start now, start now, start now.
You don't even have the Parapost logo on your background. What's going on with this show?
Oh my God, I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it yet. There's a lot that I have not done. Hello, everybody coming into the stream.
Oh, I can see what kind of shows this is going to be.
Okay.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, of course it's going to be fun. But I think there's going to be a lot more laughing than talking.
I literally woke up like at half an hour before the show was meant to start.
Yes. Actually, 35
because
minutes. Because
apparently my ears don't hear 50,000 alarms going off.
Oh, okay.
But that's not anything. It just happens. So,
okay. Yeah, good to know.
My apologies.
And one thing I've learned about Peta over one thing I've learned about Peta over the last several months is the fact that
Thanks, Dan.
she's pretty well late for everything. Like you were doing a live. You were doing a live the other night. You were doing a live investigation the other night, and you were supposed to go up at what? I forget what time it was. And I think you went up like 20 minutes later.
This is going to turn into like a just roast pizza. I didn't know it.
There you go. Cyan says, I can tell from personal experience. I can tell you from personal experience. An alarm means nothing. Is that alarm means nothing to Peta or to Cyan?
Okay, no,
Hi,
Sean, you're wrong.
Nice to meet
because
you.
I was always the one on time, and I was always waiting for fucking Sean, and it would be like, Sean, we got to go. We got to go.
Oh, so her name's Sean?
5 minutes.
Is her name Sean? Okay, I said Cyan.
Sean is the OG sister. She's my bestie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But she only lasted 6 months.
Very nice to meet you. Andrea said hi. Hi, Andrea. And a lot of people coming in the room.
Yeah, great.
Oh my God. Hello, Dan. OG Dan is in the chat.
Dan gave a donation. Dan gave a donation. What a very nice gesture.
That's Dan. Okay, I've got 3 Dans. Okay. There's OG Dan, which is Dan Barton. Then there's Dan Tex. You know Dan Tex?
Yes.
And then there's Daniel.
Daniel. I think his name's Daniel, right?
Yes.
Dan Tex is Daniel. I've met him. He's a very nice guy.
Yes. So they're all Daniels. Hello, Dan. See, I said in my mod chat, I'm thinking I might have to, like change the order of the Dans. We might need to replace the OG Dan because, the OG Dan's really been slacking.
Well, I don't know anything about that, so I'll stay
neutral. We are absolutely graced by your presence, Dan. Good to see you, though. All right, so everybody, now that we've got all that shit out the way, this is Bryan, my good friend Bryan from Huntaphobia, and Bryan is also the founder of the Parapost network and the new global ghost hunt. So,
Yes.
where do we start?
Well, there's a lot on my plate right now. A lot.
Yes, you're a busy man, but you always
Yes.
find time to talk to me.
Yes, always find time. She's usually, I say, well, let's talk in 5 minutes, and it's usually 15 minutes later. So
that's not my fault. Oh man, I'm coming from the future, so actually, that's
true.
Point.
Yeah, it is.
Future, so I'm actually early for you lot. Early. It's only the people in WA that I'm late for.
Any way you want to justify it's okay with me.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? The only reason why I'm giving you a hard time is because I believe it was the other night I was on live with Patty and Cece, and you were giving me a hard time through the chat. So, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, if you ask me. So
you were asking for it.
Why?
You're doing your low, sexy voice.
Well, that's just typical.
We were all giving you shit. It wasn't just me. It's just you just seem to like look at my comment. And
no, I was
odd, so I was more obvious.
Well, I think that's because of the fact that it was like every one comment you had two or three more comments, so you were coming up a lot more. So I think that's why I pointed that out. And you just, I don't know what it is. You just like to bust my chops for some reason. I don't know why. It's like I've given you that label, or you've given me a label of just busting my chops. You know, I don't know why. I don't know where it started, where it began.
I'll tell you what, though, everyone, like when Bryan and I are trying to have like a call about like work stuff, it's hard work because his sarcasm level is on my sarcasm level. So it's just back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
And then we're like, and then like you'll say something to me like, Peter, I'm trying to like be serious and talk about this. And I'm like, I'm being serious. This is my question. It's a serious question. So then we don't actually know when we're being sarcastic.
You know, sometimes people go up and down with their sarcasm. You're like straight line.
Yeah. Yeah. But
yeah,
hey, like
it's okay.
My customers get it.
Listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really do. I think it's funny. So I really haven't gotten the opportunity to talk to Jen a lot, but the times I have, she seems very, very nice, and I enjoy talking with her.
Oh.
Well, I think it was. I think the first time I met her is when we did that very large show of Women Investigate Too.
Yes.
Right, that was the first time I met you.
I remember that.
So,
yeah, that was
yeah, that was a great show. Even though we had to pre-record you guys because of the time difference.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because every time we're trying to set up a meeting for the Global Ghost Hunt, we always have to think about the time, because originally for the meeting that's happening this Saturday, I originally said, I think Eldon said 3, and I go, well, we can't do that because that's 3 a.m. for PETA. So we can't do that. And so they suggested 7. I go, well, 7's probably a better time because she's probably up anyways because of her kids. So,
well, I normally am, but my child's been sick. He's been sick for a few days, so that's why this morning happens.
I don't even know how to answer that question.
Anyway,
there's a question there.
Okay, Bootsy.
G team, are they the protectors of the G spot? I don't even want to answer that.
That yeah.
Only when they can find it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my
chats
God.
and my bands are in the chat.
I'm not touching that. I am not touching that. I'm sorry. I'm not touching that at all. No way am I going down that road.
Hey, Angelina.
Angelina from Bad to the Bone. Bad to the Bone Paranormal.
I can see you guys. I'm not ignoring you. Okay, so do you want to tell us kind of a bit about, like, you've been investigating for what you told me 10 years.
Yes. Hi,
But
Angelina.
you've kind of been in the paranormal for a long time.
Yeah, really, I was more the type of person that had a real passion for it from afar. So I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the TV shows and all those different kinds of things. So I've always had a passion for the paranormal, and really, it really started for me when I was about 9 or 10 years old, when I discovered I could see things other kids or other people couldn't see. So I discovered soon.
You've got abilities too.
Yeah, so I discovered soon that I definitely had sensitive abilities, but mine are a lot different from a lot of other people. So when I see something, it's usually a black mass or a black full body figure. So that's what I see. I don't really see facial features. And I can tell if it's a man or a woman by more gut feeling than anything. And so when I see something on the negative side, the demonic side, which I always say that I don't like that term. I think it's overdone and overused.
Yeah.
But when I do see something on the demonic side, it's more of a black translucent smoke that moves around very, very slowly. So, but ever since I got back from the UK trip, things have escalated for me. I'm able to hear more. I'm able to see a few more features than I have in the past. I just found the UK really opened me up to a lot more different things. And the energy and everything is so much more different than North America, that it was just an incredible trip that I took, and it helped me in more ways than one.
Thanks, Dan.
Bryan looked familiar. Bryan looks familiar.
Familiar. Well, I've been on shows with Bryan. Jen and I have, so that might be why. So have you? So when you and I had a work call, and I think you were asking me after, or I can't remember if it was on the call. No, it was on the call. If you told me about something that happened while you were laying in bed. Is she still around?
Laying in
bed. The little girl, the spirit, not.
Yeah, it's that's when I was at my other place, right? Because I've moved. I moved a couple of weeks ago, so there is something here.
Okay, she's followed you.
I don't know if she necessarily followed me, but I saw something the other night go through the bedroom doorway, and as soon as I saw it, I did a recording. I did an EVP recording, a voice recording, and I captured 2 EVPs on the voice recording. So I asked, "Did you follow me from my last place?" It said no. And I also asked, "Do you have a message for me?" And it said, "Please leave."
Whoa.
So, I think
voice?
No, it was a female voice. And I think I really have a feeling it's something that was already here. And I think it travels through the condo complex. I think it goes everywhere in the condo complex. So, because I don't see it, I've only seen it once. So, I don't know if the little girl followed me. I wouldn't be surprised if she did, to be honest. I was on a show last week. with PD Region Paranormal. And while we were doing the live, we captured a little girl's voice. Everybody heard it through the headphones. And
that happened to me at my old place.
Yeah.
Like the amount of EVPs that I captured, like doing live streams with another investigator, were freaking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, I do. It's the YouTube channel is Huntaphobia, which is HUNTAPHOBIA.
Yep.
So I don't, and Cody was able to slow it down. He actually captured it and slowed it down. It's actually on Facebook right now. So it's really cool. I was able to put it into my software because they couldn't figure out what it was saying. And I just happened to be telling a story about an investigation I did 2 months ago of a woman, of a family, a woman and her kids and all that. She was experiencing some weird things in her home. Before she would go to sleep, she would start hearing whispering in her ear.
Wow.
And in the morning, this is like, I've heard of this, but I've never actually investigated something like this. When she would wake up in the morning, her top was usually unbuttoned. Her bra was undone. Or her nightgown, her pajama bottoms were down by her ankles.
How invasive.
And even if she didn't have any bottoms on, if she would just wear underwear, they were off and they were across the room. So, it was really scary, but for an investigator, it was really interesting. So I did a voice recording. She didn't want me to film it, which I understood, because I wanted to respect her privacy. And I literally asked him, "Are you watching her at night?" And he said yes on the voice recording. And so she wanted to get rid of it. My theory on getting rid of an entity out of your place, you can have all these mediums come in, you can have priests come in, you can have all these people come in. Me personally, I don't think that avenue really doesn't work. It might work in some cases, but I'm the type of person that I'm very simple. It's a matter of sitting down in your room with your family, with your husband, your wife, or your kids, or whatever, and just saying, you know what? We did not invite you here. We do not want you here. It is time to leave.
Yeah,
like a space sort of thing.
Yeah, which is what I think to say. Have a chat with that little girl spirit. Because you didn't, like don't believe in the saging or whatever. But
no. I've always, when I was younger, I was told that sage is really more of a calming down, and it's more feeding them than actually getting rid of them.
Wow.
So I think everybody has different kinds of opinions on that. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm the type of person is you just have to sit down and ask it to leave. 9 times out of 10 it will leave. And it's funny because the night of that investigation, I did a voice recording after they did that, and it actually literally said on the voice recorder, "Yes, I will leave."
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was
Dan
incredible.
saying, like, it's worked for me. And just before you go any further, it's also worked for me, Dan. And I had this chat with Bryan about this particular spirit from the UK that had followed him, because he asked me if I was picking anything up, and I pretty much told him who it was and described the place that she was from without even knowing any of it, right?
I think you also mentioned she liked, the reason she was drawn to me was because of my history.
Yes. And I don't know your history.
You don't want to
like
know my history.
far back history. But I said to Bryan, you know, when, you know, he mentioned that, you know, I don't believe in the whole saging and, you know, Palo Santo and all that kind of bullshit. And, you know, I told him, you know, well, it has worked for me in the past. And, you know, you are right. It does seem to have a calming effect because, you know, I've done it just to clear my energy when my hormones are going crazy, for example. But I also said to Bryan that, you know, there's, you know, the possibility, of course, you know, because there's possibilities within anything that we do. But, you know, there's the possibility that it works as some type of placebo effect.
Yep.
You know, just like a drug would. You know, like you give someone, say, lawn clippings and tell them that it's a certain plant, they will then, you know, think, oh, like, oh, I'm spinning out type thing. And they're not even having the plant, the real thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's that's the thing. There's just like everyone has their own beliefs. If you believe in it and it works for you, do it.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. When I was living before I moved to Toronto, I had something at my previous house as well, and it'd been there for a while. It'd been there for a long time, even before I got there. There was a woman that passed away next door to me that fell down the stairwell, and she died. And supposedly it's that woman. I actually had a very close friend who's a medium, and she told me, yeah, this woman is there and she is from there, which was fine. But I said, well, I don't want it to follow me because I was getting ready to move to Toronto. And she suggested one thing that I thought was really interesting. And I don't know if anybody in this room knows this, but if you set a mirror at your front door when you're moving, when you're done everything and you're ready to lock the door and leave, you set a mirror at your front door so it actually won't follow you where you're going. It will actually go into the mirror.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Makes sense though.
Yeah. So, and then we had I did an investigate because on YouTube, some of my videos on YouTube, I had a medium through some of my videos, and she was coming out with us, and we did an investigation on a house, a residential house, and she had Native Indian in her, so she had different beliefs on how to get rid of spirits. And it was really cool. I'd never seen it before. We actually had a dinner before the investigation, and we weren't allowed to say anything. We had to keep quiet. And then at the end of the dinner, we had a dessert and we had to share it with everyone. So it was like a small little cake, and we cut it up and shared it with everyone. And we had to keep quiet during the whole dinner and the dessert. And that was like saying goodbye in their last meal before they leave. So that was really interesting. So I've seen, you know what? I've seen a lot of different things. A lot of people have a lot of different beliefs. And, you know, the sage thing, I saw some of the comments in there. It worked for some people. I saw one comment here from Nicole. She agreed with the saging and the calming, but they came back. And, you know, so everybody has their own beliefs, and I won't fault anybody on their own beliefs. If that's what they believe in, great. Run with it. That's it.
Yeah. And I also sort of have the opinion that people need to realize that there are spirits or entities, whatever you want to call them, out there that doesn't matter what you do, they will never leave.
No.
Yeah.
It's not always a case of, oh, let's sage this or let's get a medium in to pass them on or whatever. There are cases and, that they just won't move on. Doesn't matter what you do, they just will never leave.
Yeah, and that's what I meant by earlier when I said 9 times out of 10 they'll leave. That one time you might get an entity or spirit or even something demonic that's just not going to leave. And there's really nothing you can do about it. But, you know, at the end of the day, hopefully, going by your beliefs and what you do, hopefully they will leave and they will move on, you know, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, our recent case so far has been successful, but, you know, what we always, you know, say to the owners is, you know, like, you need to, like, you're a big part of it. So whatever you do, is going to make the difference between whether this is something that will work out or you'll keep having problems.
They have to actively participate. They can't just sit there and go, okay, well, you go and sage my house and it will go. They need to actively participate in getting rid of it.
Yeah, I did an investigation about a year and a half ago at believe it or not, I did at a retail store. It was a clothing retail store that I did this investigation at, and she was experiencing all kinds of things in her store. And the alarms would be going off, the doors would be opening, everything was happening, things were being thrown, you know, all kinds of things were happening. So we did an investigation and we determined she was going through a nasty divorce, a very, very nasty divorce. And we actually came to the conclusion after the investigation was said and done that her ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, manifested, actually left something in her store and manifested something to be in her store to ruin her business. So we actually had 2 mediums come in, and we had 2, and there were actually 8 spirits in the store.
Wow.
So we were able to get rid of 7. We got them to cross over, but that one that was manifested, that was created to be in that store, he wasn't going anywhere. He was not going, and we actually even caught him on GoPro. Like he was a fairly big man, and we actually caught him.
He wouldn't have been
across the wall. No, he wasn't. I say man because it was more on the male side. But we actually captured his shadow going across the wall towards the door, and he was big. I say he. I know it was probably human, but or probably wasn't human, but it was incredible. And just some of the things I've seen, even over the last couple of years, have been incredible. And you know, every investigation, there's something that surprises me, and I don't surprise very easily, but every time I go onto an investigation, something always surprises me.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a good thing, isn't it? Because, you know, it's the kind of field where you're just constantly learning and just constantly getting more and more questions, and that little nudge to, well, okay, well, what happened tonight? What the hell was that? We've got to go back. We've got to figure this out. Like, you know, it's a never-ending
learning curve.
Like field of possibilities and theories, and
I'm being showcased in a magazine that's going to be coming out soon, and so I was answering. She sent me a bunch of questions so I could answer those. So that was going to be put into the magazine, and just all the questions I was answering, and just looking back over even the last 10 years, is just the amount of stuff I've experienced in this field, and it's just incredible. And that's why I love it so much. I have such a passion for it. And you know, I think I'll be 95 years old in a wheelchair, having my K2 and my voice recorder out. You know, like it's just so amazing.
If we're in a retirement home, people die there, so we might as well take our digital recording.
Do a paranormal investigation. Yeah, do one at the nursing home. Yeah, that'd be really funny, actually.
Yeah.
I'm assuming by that time the K2 will probably change like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just
you know,
it's just
we're out on the porch in our rocking chairs, and our buddy's
Yeah.
already passed away, but
Yeah.
we've got the K2 sitting there and going on, and it's like, you know, having a combo with him, and the nurse comes out and she's just like, this guy's really losing his mind now.
Sitting in the bedroom, and there's a rocking chair across the room, and I'm wishing it to move the rocking chair, you know, like it's just funny.
I'll probably say, let's move these guys to the psychiatric wing.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's just funny.
So tell us a little bit about what you got you started and thinking of Parapost. How did all that come about?
You know, it's nothing really glamorous, honestly. It was about a year and a half ago. I was going through all these different social media platforms, and you know, it's funny. There's several reasons, but the main reason was I just wasn't finding anything I was really interested, and it was like I had to go through the search bar and type in, you know, paranormal or something like that, and all this stuff was coming up, and it was like thousands of different things, and so, and then I found another reason. I found that the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Instagram, well, not so much Instagram, but mainly the Facebook and Twitter. I just found there was so much crap and so much drama, and it was like, you know, somebody was fighting with somebody on Twitter or Facebook, or somebody's getting, you know, their feelings. It's just, you know, there was a lot of different things, but those were the two main things. And I thought, you know, and it's funny because I answered this question last night in that interview for the magazine, and I just found that, you know, paranormal is a worldwide thing. It's a worldwide thing, and we don't really have a platform that we can go to for people in the paranormal, people in the UFOs, people in the cryptids, supernatural, and even enthusiasts that don't really have a platform they can go to and share their pictures, share their videos, share their stories, and you know, haunted spots and all those wonderful things. So that's where it really began. I just thought, why not create my own? Of course, if I knew then what I know now, I might have had second thoughts, but no, all kidding aside, but you know, it's just something I really want to start. So I called up a buddy of mine, because originally I had a friend of mine that was involved, and so we started it, and we did kind of a soft launch last June, and it went well. We were getting people signing up and stuff like that. And so then I said, okay, well, I said to the guy that I was working with, I said, listen, if we're going to be serious about this, we need a better platform, because honestly, the last platform we had, and I'm sorry for saying this, it was shit. It was crap. And unfortunately, the template that we had, we were unable to change anything on it in the background. So we decided, okay, well, if we're going to be serious about this, we really want this to go somewhere, we need to bring in a developer, which I did. And his name is Jordan. Great guy. Awesome, amazing guy. He's actually part of the Global Ghost Hunt. He's actually doing the website for the Global Ghost Hunt. And so that's when it began. And it's funny because after the site was launched in June of last year, Jordan said to me, I am never, ever doing that again. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, in order to transfer all the users that were on the old platform to the new platform, it took almost, and there were only 200 people on it, maybe a little less than that. He said it almost took 2 weeks to transfer those people over. So he was very annoyed, and I'm glad he stayed. And so I'm glad he stayed, but it's going well now. And so that's really where it began. I was just tired of seeing the bullshit on all these different platforms. And one thing we do promote on this platform is drama free. There's no crap. There's nobody putting somebody down because of what they've shown in their video or their picture. It's people know what they're getting when they go to the site. And it's interesting because I had somebody reach out to me through Instagram, and I felt really bad for this individual. Like it was heartbreaking. It really was. And he literally said to me, he goes, "You know what? I was thinking about leaving the industry. I'm tired of people judging me and what I do. I put something up, people make fun of it. You have all these trolls and people don't have anything kind to say." He was really thinking about leaving the industry, and he goes, "Then I found this." And he was inspired to stay, and it was great. And that really made me feel like I was doing the right thing, creating this platform. And it's had its good days and bad days, and with everything there's it's still a child. It's still growing into something. Eventually Parapost will have its own platform, like a Facebook, like a Twitter and stuff like that. And then eventually we'll have live streaming. So people then can actually do their live investigations and their live podcasts. Anything they want to do live, it will be there. So I definitely happy I stuck with it, because there were days where I was thinking, you know what, is this really worth it? Do I really want to go through all this work? And I'm glad I stuck with it, because we finally hit 1,000 users, and now it's just growing. We're getting members, we're getting people signing up every day now, which is great.
And everyone in the chat, all Bryan's links to his YouTube channel, Parapost, like the global ghost hunt, all of it, his podcast with Lex, all of those links are in the description box. So yeah, please, go follow, subscribe, sign up to Parapost. It's, I'm really slack, like I'm on there, but you
free. It's free.
Everything.
It's free. It's free. You just go to iOS or Android and download the app and create a free account, and you're in there, and that's it. And we want people to understand that when you go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you go to all these different platforms, the bigger ones, you're giving out a lot of information about yourself that you might not necessarily want to give out. We don't ask for that stuff. We don't ask for it. You just have to make an account with your email address, with your username, and that's it. We don't ask for your phone number. We don't ask for any of those things. We don't even ask for your birth date. So it's just
we don't spy on you like Facebook does.
No, and we don't keep any of that information as well. So your privacy is your privacy, and it deserves to be private if you want to be private. And we just don't feel that we need that information. Why do I need? No offense to anybody, but why do I need your phone number? I don't. Not against people or anything like that, but I just don't need to know that stuff. So.
And
so
true. It's ego, like it really is
ridiculous,
and it's so beyond frustrating, because like Jenna said, it's not about who gets what or who's got more followers or subscribers or views. Like I don't shit. Like I'm doing it. I want to do it.
I met this. I spoke to Para Urban the other day through Facebook Messenger. He's actually from Canada. He's from Windsor. Cool. I believe it's Windsor.
Awesome.
We had a conversation the other day. A very nice guy. So I'm and to answer Andrea's question, you go through the Play Store. Definitely.
Bryan's asking,
Definitely. It's definitely, I would definitely say it has advanced, but on the flip side of that, there's a lot of people out there that are still faking it, and which I'm completely against. So we would, my personal opinion on this, we would advance further if we stopped having these people put these stupid videos out faking evidence. And they're not helping our cause.
No. It's about ego. It's about the money. It's about how much can you give me? Like it, and people who are in the field like we are, like you are, and global, and all the, wonderful teams involved with that.
Yeah. Like PD Region Global.
Like 3 people watching, or, like 50 views. Like, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because what I put up on YouTube of us investigating is how it really is. You're not always going to get freaking things being thrown across the room, and,
very rare. Very rare.
And, being possessed and getting angry.
We have investigations where we get hardly anything. This part 2 that I'm, just, finishing off. It's literally like a video just jam-packed full of EVPs. Like, it is ridiculous how many EVPs are in this damn thing.
And that's my second part as well. My second part that I just relieved at the end of that video when I did the still camera, I think there was 7 EVPs that I captured when we left the room for 20 minutes. It was incredible. And that church, I tell you, like, I tell this to anybody that's outside of Canada, and I think I even told Derek as well, who's part of Para Urban, if he ever comes up this way, I'll take him to this church. This church is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I still don't know why there's spirits galore in there. I've captured so much evidence in this church. I tell you this much: if that church went up for sale, or that property went up for sale, boom, I'd be purchasing it and clean it up a little bit and have it put security cameras in there and have paranormal investigators go in there and investigate, and because it's an absolutely incredible place. And it was a find. We just happened to stumble upon it. It wasn't something that, that was, I think it is in the haunted list, but there was nothing really talked about. Like, somebody said they heard a voice or something like that, but every time I go in there, I'm capturing EVP galore. I even had a woman follow me home from that place, and I took her back. But the place is incredible. I love it. I love that place so much. Now, there is one room that I don't go into because it really smells and it's mold. And but other than that, there's a piano in there, and I put my camera on top of that piano on one investigation I did. I left the room and I was hoping I was going to catch this, and I did. It played one key on the piano. It was absolutely incredible. I wanted to catch that so badly, and I did, and it was incrable. But the church is amazing. And Daniel, I won't mention any names. I can tell you a lot of names.
Yeah. And I've only been doing this for 3 or so years. But I, because of being learning editing and all that kind of stuff, you just know, if you know what I mean. Like, you just know when you're watching someone else's content what's been put in and where there's a cut and why there's a cut and all that kind of stuff.
I think also, like, I know nothing about editing, but if I watch something, I can tell just by looking at it and the way people react and what's happening and all the rest of it. It's just,
I will mention
it's just
one.
rubbish.
Okay, I will mention one.
I'm gonna stay out of this one. You mention it, then you go to the next question.
Okay. It begins with M. M. Do you know which one I'm talking about? They've got a couple of mil on YouTube. M, second word, S.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He lives about 20 minutes away from me.
There is an investigation. There is a scene where one of the men, grown-ass men, get yanked off camera like in a freaking horror film. Now, come on, people. But
so does it rhyme with faux?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so then you're talking about somebody else.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Daniel knows who I'm talking about. I'll message it to you. Okay, but this is what I'm saying.
Where's he from? Where's he from?
They have a couple of million. I'm pretty sure they do. Oh my gosh, I actually nearly posted it in Global Ghost group chat, right? Because it came, their latest video came up in my feed, and I was just like, the title, I'm just like, oh God, I've got to see what this is about.
Is he from Canada or is he from the States?
Ooh.
Because the one I was thinking of, MS.
States.
The one I was thinking of
he's in the States.
From Canada, it's his name. I won't say his name, but it's actually I'll go faux largy. Take out the F. Take out the F in faux. Take out the L in largy. Put in S.
Yes. Oh, look, that's like a given. But you know, like, and that is for, well, now that particular group put for entertainment purposes, right?
Yeah.
But you know, these people who follow the
Andrea said, just say it, people. Oh my God.
You know, it is like they legitimately think that these terrible things are happening to them. And it's and like these people are so freaking concerned, and they're like, all the comments, and it's like, oh my God, you poor things, and this and that,
you need to get help, and
and it's just like,
can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Put it in the private chat and I'll say the name. I have no problem saying the name. Put it in the private chat.
What do you mean?
You won't get in trouble.
What do you mean?
You got private? You got a private chat. You got comments and private chat on StreamYard.
Yeah. Oh, I DM'd it to you on Facebook Messenger.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it. It's a
really. Oh yeah. Okay, I got you. You know, it's funny about Mindseed.
There we go.
You know, Lex was a huge fan of them until he found out they were faking videos.
Yeah.
Which is too bad. But you know, at the end of the day, what are you going to do? You're going to have them, and you know, I'll be honest, I don't watch them. So I've never seen an episode of them. So I can't give a real opinion about it. So I just don't know. So I've heard, but Lex was really, really disappointed when he found out they faked videos. And but you know, like honestly,
I used to like watch all of those people, like the largies and all of those, and thinking that, you know, like, holy shit, like this is insane. Go back. But you know, like once I started like investigating legitimately, like, well, not legitimately, but
truthfully,
like seriously, like, and actually filming, I mean, I was like, hang on a second. And it's not until you actually either go on, say, a ghost hunt or an investigation or even a ghost tour that you see that this is not how the paranormal works, especially when they're doing like the whole 30-minute alone challenges, and how much shit would happen in that 30 minutes. Now, we can be at a location like Fairbridge that is like notoriously active from sundown to sunup, right? And get like hours upon hours upon hours of footage, and not have like 30 minutes and go, holy shit, like 50 million things happened in 30 minutes. Like, it doesn't work that way, people.
No.
It just doesn't.
You know, it's funny, when I first started doing investigations, you know, almost 10 years ago, the people that I was out, because I went out with a local group and just to experience it. And they were filming, yes, but it wasn't filming to put anywhere. It was filming more for the client. And they were doing more residential than anything. At that time, I never even thought about anybody would do that, like fake a video. I just never thought that. You know, like I know Daniel's asked a couple times about Ghost Adventures. I don't watch Ghost Adventures. I've heard a lot about them, but you know, I know who he is, but I have no interest in watching people that fake videos. And you know, it's funny because you know, I've done Huntaphobia for the last couple of years, but about 4 years before that, I was actually thinking about starting a YouTube channel. And unfortunately, life got in the way, and you know, there was other priorities that I had to do. But I never even thought about anybody faking videos. And why would you fake videos? It makes no sense to me.
That's
you know?
exactly what I thought too.
And I sort of wonder if they start off non-faking videos, and like Peter was saying, it's like an ego thing, and you know, how many followers you can get, and then maybe there's monetary compensation once you get so many followers. So their intentions when they start off are pure, and as they go down the track, it becomes, this is how I feel about Ghost Adventures. I think when they started off first, they were 3 guys that were out there to look for paranormal happenings and to record it. As time has gone on and they've become very wealthy men off it, it becomes a huge, big production where, you know, other people are relying on them to produce all this, you know, content. So it keeps continuing and churning out money and profit for channels, people working there themselves. They have these offshoots. You know, Zach Bagans got his museum in LA, which is one of the top tourist attractions, I believe, in LA now. I think it's LA or Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, you know, maybe some of these people do start off with pure intention, but then just get caught up in hype and production.
Yeah, but you got to think about this as well, that when they're doing a TV show, see, this is tough because of the fact that when you're out there just doing a video and with yourself or with your group, that's different. But when you're doing a TV show, you have to bring it up like 100 levels. So you have to do certain things in order for people to continue to watch. And I know, I think Sean said she loves Ghost Adventures. You know what? And that's great. It's entertainment. They're entertaining, but just be, mindful that they're 90% of them are fake. And and that's fine. If you enjoy it, watch it. For me personally, I don't enjoy watching a video that I know is fake, and that just doesn't appeal to me. I'm out there busting my ass to bring people real evidence, and I'm getting 1,000 views, and these people that are going out there and faking evidence are getting 153,000 views. There's something wrong there. And
it's because it's like but this person always catches stuff, or there's always something happening in this, but they don't understand or see, like with the Mindseed video, like these people are genuinely thinking that they get hurt. And that is where I think that is not okay, because they are physically, mentally, emotionally
manipulating people.
They're not hurt. They're fine. But you've got your entire audience thinking you're in a record,
I agree. There's another guy out there that he's doing a Randonautica video almost every other week, and he's being stalked. And it's just who I'm talking about. And it's ridiculous. But again, if you want to watch
debunk that shit.
You know what? Hey, listen, if you enjoy those videos, watch them. They're entertaining, but just again, I think we're both basically describing this or saying this, that you got to go in with the mindset of these videos are fake. And it's too bad YouTube can't really do anything about that. Maybe get them to say, you know what, we know you're not, we know you're faking your videos, so we would rather you put in your videos that you're entertaining people, and some of this evidence is fake. And then when you get the real paranormal investigators, this is a real investigation. I wish YouTube would do something like that, but at the end of the day, it's money. It's, I think ego's part of it. Ego's part of it, but I really think it's the money. That's
it's even
the real thing.
What I've said so many times in episodes or like on live streams, like the way I am when I'm investigating, like if something happens, I don't start freaking out and screaming and running around.
Not yet, anyway.
I'm hoping when I'm at St. Albans, I do. But this is the thing, like the way I am on camera, like I don't get freaked out. So if you see that I'm like giving a bigger reaction, or I'm going, like when that freaking at the Bayswater house during that live, when that music started playing on my digital recorder, Jen and I were just like, what the fuck's happening right now? What is that?
Still don't know.
Jen, Peter, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, they're real reactions. But like I can't just like put on a persona when the camera starts rolling. You know what I mean? It's like, that's just me.
And from our point of view, there's no advantage for us to fake it. Why would we go out there and try and record evidence, and go and fake it? Like, that's not where we're coming from.
At the end of the day, it's not going to change. They're going to continue doing it.
And it will probably only get worse, but we can.
I think where I get upset. This is where I get upset with these people. There was me and Lex did a show last year called Betrayal and Fakers. And we were talking about one specific person when it came to the fakers, because we were really, really upset about what he did in one video. Do you remember that story of the woman that was killed? I believe her name was Cheyenne, and her 2 kids. And they actually did a documentary on it on Netflix. Her husband killed his wife and then killed the 2 kids.
Yes.
Well, her name was, I believe her name was Cheyenne.
And he put,
or Shannon or something like that.
Shannon, or something like that. And he went and put his kids in the oil. He worked for an oil company.
Yes.
And he had a mistress.
Yes.
So this moron, and I'm going to say moron because he is a moron, he actually went to her grave, sat on her grave, and did a spirit box and leaned up against the gravestone like he owned the place, trying to get her to come through. And where, one, how disrespectful is that? And 2, making money from that.
That's disgusting.
And it was just so disrespectful in our eyes. And it's like he didn't care. He didn't care. And it's the exact same thing with,
Who was it? Can you say? Or do you want to message it to me? What's the first letter? Let's play what it says. Or charades.
The first word is the. How about that?
That narrows it down perfect.
All right. Everyone in the chat.
Okay, here. I'm sure there's people in this room that know. So if you want to say it, go ahead.
Yeah, look there. Jen, I've seen that shit before. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just the fact that he did it. Yeah, and then the fact that he sat on the grave and then was leaning up against the gravestone was just
feeling it was him. Is Daniel right?
Who? No,
that's
somebody different. He has this big portal box and he speaks to these people that have died. And if anybody knows Huff Paranormal, and if you know, there's another guy who fakes. He actually hooks up his computer to the device and puts in the words that he wants to come through. So, but anyways, his initials are THD.
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 In the States?
He's in the States and he's on YouTube. And he's pretty big. He hangs out with another guy. That but it was Robin Williams. No, it probably wasn't Robin Williams. But I'll send you how about this? I'll send it to you. And then if you want to say his name, go ahead. Oh, sorry. I was actually wrong. His the first initial is H.
I think the name of that family were the Watts.
There you go. And if you want to say his name,
Chris Watts that had murdered his.
I have no problem saying who this is. All right. I don't even know if my viewers even know about this person or watch him.
No, I've
Hunting the Dead. Good God.
Yeah, so Lex has a real hatred for this guy. And
he's extremely disrespectful, not just to that particular case, but in general.
Oh yeah, he's the lowest form of life. And this guy has no respect for anybody, and all he cares, that is the worst channel name.
Money.
It's all about the money for that guy. But anyhow, other than that, let's move on
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about global ghost hunt. And tell everyone what it is. And
Well, global ghost hunt is something that I thought about because I was involved in another event and that I decided not to be a part of. So I ended up walking away. It just wasn't for me. So I decided, I called up Eldon and I said, listen, I have this idea and I think we should do it. And I told him my idea and he said, let's do it. And that's where it really began. Global ghost hunt is something that's going to be worldwide. It's going to be for paranormal investigation teams that are going to do an investigation on a location. It will be streamed live to various platforms nationwide, worldwide. And so if you have a team, if you have a location, once the website is released at the end of June, beginning of July, you'll be able to go over and sign up and get your. For me, really, it was about getting the names paranormal, because there are so many great paranormal investigation teams around the world that are just not getting the credit they deserve. And for the amount of work they put into their investigations, for the amount of editing they do, everything, and the money they spend to sometimes go to these locations, it's not cheap. So I figured, you know what, there's another event somewhat like this, but we're doing things a little bit different. We're doing it over 10 days, which means that, you'll have a choice out of one of those dates to do your investigation. It will be streamed live as long as you have Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi, what we'll do is you will clip out an hour and a half of that video, send it to us, and we will put it up so people can see it as well. So this is something that I thought would be a lot of fun and really expose not only the teams, but the locations, because there are a lot of fabulous locations out there that are just not getting the exposure. And so that's why I decided that I wanted to do this. It's been a lot of work up till now, and the website hasn't even been released yet. A new video went out today. So if you want to go over to Facebook, we're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. So we released a video today for the Global Ghost Hunt, and it's over on all the pages. What's that? Did you see it? You saw it,
No,
right?
I haven't. Well, I woke up late, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I haven't had time to look.
So it's great. So if you want the video, just ask Robert. He'll send you the video. So so you can put it up where you want to. I tried to put it up on TikTok, but unfortunately got muted. So I'm going to put it back up. I'm going to put it through the software. I'm going to put it back up, but I'm going to put music from TikTok to the video, so it can at least go up on TikTok. But no, it's doing extremely well. I launched the Facebook page 2 weeks ago, and we already have almost 700 followers in 2 weeks, which is great. And Peta and Jen are part of it as well. They are going to be taking care of. They are going to be taking care of the volunteers. So if you want to volunteer and help, they are going to be taking care of that part of the Global Ghost Hunt. We have a lot of great people on board doing this. We have a very, very, very big surprise. Very big surprise coming a couple of days before the website's released. We have I will say this much. We have someone very special, very, very special joining us.
I really have messages to
and it's a very, very big name in the field. He supports what we're doing, and he loves what we're doing. And people are going to be surprised when they find out who it is. So so actually
we're allowed to know, obviously, before
the administration will find out this Saturday.
Brian, Brian, really?
Yeah. Yes. So people are going to be very surprised.
I'm allowed to know.
People are going to be very surprised when they find out who it is. So we're really, really excited. We're really, really excited to have this person. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything more. So
I'm going to message who I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm still not going to tell you.
You are so mean.
No, Global Ghost. So overall, Global Ghost Hunt will start next year. May will be twice a year. It'll be May and October. And so people no. So no. So but it's not that person. So but so it starts next year. So we got a lot of work to do. And there's a lot of things going on with it. It's keeping me very busy, and I'm very, very excited to have Peta and Jen involved and everybody else that's involved. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and people are going to enjoy it. And the biggest thing that we're going to be doing that's going to stand out from anything else like this, we are giving full team support, and we're giving full location support. So if you have a team and location, you are going to get, no, it's not that either, Raymond. So
really not.
and I say that on purpose. So no, it's going to be a lot of fun, and people are going to really enjoy it and to watch it, and people that are going to be involved in it are going to enjoy it as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And
it's
that's
going to be a lot of fun.
I thought was fantastic about it was the absolute support that's being given to the teams, and like you said, the location. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing for the teams, we're going to be giving thumbnails, but you know what? Thumbnails are thumbnails. So I think the thumbnails are a waste of time, to be honest. So we're going to give them, but we're also going to give each individual team video so they can promote themselves.
Yes.
And we think that is going to be a big part on what we're doing. And obviously there's going to be a lot more support than that, but the locations will get that as well, which they haven't in the past. So that is going to be something different than anybody else there. Again, it's about full team support and full location support. And that's one thing that me and Eldon really wanted to do for everybody that gets involved. And believe it or not, it's even, the administration are going to be getting full support as well. They're going to get those things as well, because, we have all these people coming in and helping. Why shouldn't they be recognized too?
Yes.
So there will be a video coming out in July promoting everybody. It's on the administration team. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. So,
and like to all of our viewers and anyone watching, like Jen and I, we were honored to be invited to be a part of it, but the people who are involved, the paranormal teams and the individuals themselves follow our motto, honesty, integrity, authenticity. It's all three of those things that are super, super important to us, and that's why we are happy to be a part of it. And
thank you, Andrea. I think Andrea's leaving. I just want to say thank you, Andrea, for coming in and watching. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Andrea. Bryan is just amazing. He's been supporting me for what, 12 months now, nearly, I think.
Yeah. And that's why I created Parapost Network Central page on Facebook for people to because there's a lot of fantastic podcasts out there like yours And there's so many podcasts out there. I wanted to give them a page where they can not only have another page to stream to, but have a lot of people see their podcasts and people coming to this page. Like, it's grown. I've had it around for 3.5 months now, and it's almost at 2,500 followers. And I have 27, 28, 29 podcasts on there. There's a new podcast starting tomorrow. There's going to be another one coming up, I think, next week. So people can go over to the page and watch all these different podcasts, and it wasn't about Parapost. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about popularity. It was about getting these podcasts out there, and so people can view them and experience how wonderful these people are and how much work they put into it. It was about them growing because they deserved it. Because of the amount of work they put into it. It wasn't about like I said, it wasn't about Parapost. It wasn't about me. It was about them. And that's what it is. It's about them. Like I can think of PD Region, Global, Matt Barron, Carlos has just started a new podcast, The Lurker, he's called. We got another one coming up, Talking with the Source. Robin and AJ, all these people, and sorry if I forget somebody, but all these people are amazing individuals that put so much time and effort in what they do, their craft, their podcast, their live and
respectful.
And it's just it's amazing. It really is amazing the amount of people that are on this page that are just such lovely people. And I wanted to, and I'm sorry I'm going to say this. I will, and I'm sorry I'm going to say this, but I wanted to use them in a good way, expose them. Expose them to the public, and so many people are enjoying their shows. Like even Minnesota Spirit Hunters mentioned a couple of weeks ago that he was doing his podcast. He was getting views here and there, but as soon as he came over to Parapost Network Central page, his views skyrocketed. And he's getting so many views now. He's a great guy, and their team is great. And it's just, when I thought about this, I was going, how can I expose these people to get more views and more follows? Because let's be honest, the algorithm is important. Whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or any of these platforms. And the more people that come in and view these, the more they're going to grow. And which they have, like Laura, who's the administrator for the Global Ghost Hunt. She told me the other day, since she came to the page, I think she had 1,500 followers. She now has 6,000 followers.
That's awesome.
And that's what I mean. It was about exposing these people. And I'm glad they're doing well. It makes me happy they're doing well, and that's what I wanted.
This is what I love about you, Bryan. Like you are such an advocate for so many other teams and people, and you work your butt off to help all these other people. And I very much admire that about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Isn't it? If it's funny, if I knew then what I know now, I would change nothing about what I've done with Parapost Network and the Facebook page, because I've met so many incredible people, and including both of you, and it's amazing. It's really, really amazing. So I love everyone that comes on the page, and you obviously both know I love you both, and it fills my heart when I have somebody come to me and say thank you for doing what you've done, and that's what makes me happy. That's what it's about. Parafamily.
Exactly.
There's not enough of that, and there's so much fighting in the field, and it's awful. And Matt came in the room, and Matt was the paranormal consultant. He's turned out to be a fantastic friend, a really, really good friend since me starting this. And his show is
1,000% real. And
and his show is skyrocketing too. And he was getting, some views. But when he came over to our page and he'll say this, he doesn't care about the views. And I understand that. But at the same time, I want his show to get out there.
Yeah.
I want people to see his show and follow him and learn from him, because he's got years of experience too.
I think, with what, you're doing with Parapost and, what we're doing with Global Ghost Hunt is where we're trying to tip the scales.
Yes.
To, showcase what the paranormal field is and
what should be, what it should be.
Yeah. And like, tipping those scales a little bit more. And even, with, in any industry, there's going to be drama, there's going to be bullshit and stuff. But, Matt did a live a few days ago that I watched, and, I was right there with him, and I said to him, and I completely agree with what he said. Like, if you've got a problem with someone, like, enough with the drama, enough with the bullshit. Like, you're an adult. Just if like, honestly, if I had a problem with you, Bryan, I'm not going to go to Jen and the rest of Perth and go,
you do have a problem with
me. That Bryan Laverty. No.
You do have a problem with me. Every time I'm on a live, you're making fun of me.
I know. But that's a given. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? I think
go to the person.
Can I be honest? And I watched Matt's show, and me and Matt spoke last week, and he called me and he was upset, and he was thinking about shutting down the P3 program. And I literally told him, shut the F up. Just shut up. I don't ever want you to call me and tell me that again, because what you're doing is good. It's right.
I didn't tell him shut the F up.
So no, well, I did. But he knows I was kidding about that. But the only people that are going to change what's happening in this field is ourselves.
Yes.
And if you're not,
Raymond,
then you don't deserve to be in this, to be be honest. And see, true story. He said that. Yes, I did say that. So, like, Matt's doing a great thing. There's a lot of people doing a great thing. Global is doing a great thing. PD region that have been in the field for over 26 years. They're doing great things. There's just so many wonderful people that are doing great things. But then you have these black sheep of the family that won't continue to stop doing what they're doing. If you're going to continue doing what you're doing, you need not to be in this industry. It's funny because when I first really started showing my stuff and getting out there, like, a lot of people don't know. Well, a lot of people do know this. Some people don't. I'm an actor here in Toronto. Okay. So I thought the acting industry was bad. Like, it's terrible compared to the paranormal field. Like, there's no comparison. The paranormal field is the worst that I've ever seen in any industry. And it is. And Matt says it. It's about ego. It's about money. It's about everybody thinks they're going to pick up a camera. They're going to be the next TV star.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen that way. It doesn't. But, until we change it ourselves, or till we change ourselves, and, not us, I'm speaking general, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. And it's unfortunate, but I really think what you said earlier, Peta, we're tipping that scale. We're tipping that scale. We seem to have more positive than we have negative, and that's a great thing. And, and that's why I created Parapost Network. And that's why I wanted to start the Global Ghost Hunt. And Parapost Network Central Facebook page and Through the Lens with Bryan and Lex to showcase these paranormal investigation teams.
And see what we need to try and change, I think, is, because I know that everyone who, watches me and people in global are, true paranormal lovers, okay, or other, investigators themselves. But it's these other people who, like the Mind Seed kind of followers that have this love for the paranormal, but it's more the love of the action and
the spectacle.
Like the dun type, what's portrayed in a movie type thing, and
like
it's
Hollywood.
trying to change, tip those scales, so we're changing how people see what the paranormal is actually like.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Reality.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Sure.
So I did an investigation on a restaurant bar /inn, and it's going to be a documentary coming out on Paraflix. So when we found this place, and they market themselves as being haunted, and which is great, and because there's a lot of places in Canada that if they're haunted, they don't want people coming around or people knowing about it because they're afraid that they're going to lose business, which I think is dumb because it's going to spike your business because people are going to want to come by and see if they can see something. But anyways, so I did a documentary. I filmed this place. So the first time I went there to meet the general manager and to meet the owners and stuff like that and sit down and discuss what we were going to be doing. And they were really, really excited. So it just happened that they told me, there was somebody coming tonight that's kind of a famous YouTuber. I go, okay, so what's their name? And he goes, well, Zach. And I go, Zach. It wouldn't have been Zach. No. Just hear this. So I go, okay, well, I'm not sure who that is. But so I went back about 2 weeks later to do another sit down and go over what we were going to be doing. And they actually closed the restaurant bar /inn for 3 days for us to film. And
awesome.
So it was really, really cool. So I asked her, so who was that person that came that night? And they go, I'd never seen them before, but I believe their names are Colby and
Sam and Colby.
Sam and Colby, yeah. So they were actually filming that night. Well, the general manager, by the end of the night, because she basically went around with them, she was so pissed.
Yeah, I bet.
At them. Because they would be downstairs and all of a sudden they would go, oh, what was that? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
They faked the whole thing.
No, seriously.
Yes. So they were faking evidence. She was so pissed.
Yeah.
And she said they were never allowed back to their place.
Yeah.
But again, going back to that faking, it amazes me how people continue to do it, but it is what it is. So anyways, it was just something I thought of while you were talking. So, and the person that brought them there,
when I'm in editing, right? Because when I'm filming with Jen and Adam, and I'm like,
I believe it's Sam and Colby, not Stan and Colby.
Yeah, Sam and Colby. Did you hear that? And they're like, no. How did you not hear that? How did you not hear that? The amount of times I say it, and when I used to film with Sean, she'd be like, oh my God, I did not hear anything. So it's always so satisfying when I'm editing, and if I hear myself say that, I'll be like, right, did it pick up in the audio?
And I always have to go back and rewatch it so I can go, oh, that's what we didn't hear and Peter.
Yeah, and sometimes that it doesn't pick up on audio, but when Jen actually says, "I heard that," I'm just like, thank God. It's a miracle.
That's funny.
But
it is what it is when it comes to all that stuff, so
yeah,
what are you gonna do? Anyhow,
so with Global, guys, so Jen and I are like head of the volunteers department, so you don't have to be a paranormal investigator to volunteer. So do you want to explain, Bryan, what that means?
Okay, so yeah, sure. So basically, once the website is released, and if you want to be involved in the global ghost hunt in some way, in some fashion, you want to help, whether it's through the team locations or the investigators, or even multimedia or marketing, or even IT. If you're an expert in IT, we definitely want you. So there will actually be a section on the website where it'll say volunteers, and you'll click on that, and a form will come up, and you'll fill out the information. What's going on? What's funny? Oh yeah, I saw that earlier too. So you'll just fill it out, and once it's filled out, you submit it, and it will automatically go to Peta and Jen, and they will speak to you and find out more about you, and then they will assign you to a specific department within the administration. So, and that's how it's really going to be done.
Yeah. No.
What's that? What? I didn't hear what you said.
I hope I like you.
So we are expecting quite a few volunteers. But if you want to do that, you can do that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to have fun, and you're going to meet great people, and you know what? You might even want to go on an investigation yourself.
Well, Daniel, I know Daniel would be an asset. So
Global's not on YouTube yet. No.
Hit me up, Dan, and I've got
what's a PM?
Isaac and Megan from Hidden in the Shadows podcast. Okay. And they also have Spirit Walker, Paranormal, something like that, that want to come on board as like a team for the actual event.
Cool.
Make me a PN. What's a PN?
That's what I said. What's a PN? I will let people know, though.
Jen and I, like, there's just the two of us. Who are, taking care of like all the volunteers and stuff. But, we'll be distributing, people to different areas, like Bryan said. And, might even need, an extra person on, in our little volunteer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Handle the volume.
But I will let people know, though.
It's going to be huge.
People should know this. People should know this. For the very first event, we are going to limit the teams. We're only going to have 50 teams enter. But if we find that we're getting a lot of more teams signing up still and want to be a part of it, we'll open it up to more teams. So we might open it up to 80 to 100 teams.
Wow.
So, and what, like,
that's mind-blowing.
Like, what, 70% of the administrative team is going to be at St. Albans?
Yeah, that should be interesting. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, that should be interesting. So we'll see what happens there. That's a scary place, from what I hear.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's why
scarier the better, right?
need to be scared because I've become desensitized.
I can scare you. I've done that before.
Well, yes, but like, other than trying to push me down a flight of stairs, like, I have not had a real, like, huge paranormal scare that I've been like,
let's get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, maybe once, but it wasn't on camera. But yeah, I want to be scared. Like, I want to, like, I've been, what's the word? Like I said with when I was on Brian and Robert's live stream, like, I've been surprised and temporarily shocked because, you know, like, if I see something, and Jen and I were doing a live investigation at this farmhouse, but where we were situated, we were like in the kind of front entryway, yeah, and there was no front door, nothing, right? And it's an abandoned place, and it's just Jen and I in the middle of the night, God knows what time.
And there were no houses around there, was there? It was just on its own sort of thing.
And I've just like gone to turn a little bit, and all I see is this man standing just behind Jen. And I freaked because I thought for a second it was a legitimate person, but it wasn't. It took a minute to like register, like, oh no, okay. Whew. But like, that got my heart racing. That's what I want.
Yeah, the only thing that really scares me is something, like I said earlier in the show, when I see something demonic, and if I see it, then it's like moving around the room very, very slowly. I don't stick around. I've seen 5 in my lifetime, so it's very rare. But I don't like demonic, and I won't stick around because I know what they can do. So
yeah, I probably wouldn't want to stick around either for a demonic thing. I've encountered twice in my lifetime. One since I started investigating. Yeah, not the most fun.
No,
but it's still,
I had a friend. Yeah,
interested,
I had
like,
a friend. Long story short, there was a house when I was a young boy. There was a house that was probably just around the corner from my house, and it was an abandoned house. And every time I walked past this house, I knew there was something bad in that house. So kids used to go there and party and stuff like that. And I would never go. I was always asked to go, but I would never go. But this one time I decided to go. I walked in and there it was right away. I saw it right away, and I was there for about 5 minutes and I left. My friend stayed. My buddy stayed, and he was severely scratched. So badly. Sorry
to interrupt, but did they know that you could see?
I'm not sure at that point. I just didn't stick around long enough to know if it did or not. But my friend was severely scratched. He was bleeding. That's how bad it was. And he was sick, like violently ill, for about 3 weeks.
Wow.
And this guy was already a skinny guy, and he lost about 35 pounds. And so again, people that are watching these videos, that they're seeing them every single video, every single week they're seeing them, is bullshit. It's bullshit, because demonic is not something to mess with. And I'm sorry, if you're walking into a place and you know there's something demonic there, the last thing you would be doing is laughing.
Yeah.
And going, ooh, it's something demonic. Wow. No, it does not happen that way.
You'd be hunting it out, would you? You wouldn't be trying to establish a connection with it or something. It's just like, no.
And you know what? And I haven't said this part about this story. The doctors had no idea what was wrong with him. Nothing. They had no idea. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with them. I think it was because of that demonic entity that caused that severe scratch, and it put something into him.
One scratch, or was it the classic?
No, it was like, I think it was like 3 or 4 scratches or something like that. So, but it was scary. It was really, really super scary. He thought he was going to die. And I thought he was going to die. Everybody thought he was going to die.
Did you tell him?
I tell him what? I told him. Oh yeah, for sure. I told him. I told him not to go in there. I told him I didn't
tell him that,
like, afterwards.
What was
yeah,
like,
it was probably that, but he didn't believe me. So what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you see these videos and they're seeing something demonic every week, it just doesn't happen.
No, no, it doesn't.
No,
it's so flipping rare. I mean, we've had like Carl Johnson and James Anito on the show telling people the same flipping thing.
Yeah.
You know, and they're demonologists, and they have probably encountered them more than, you know, just a normal investigator would, but that's because that's their area of like what they go to.
Even then, Carl was saying, because he's been investigating for decades, and he was even saying that, you know, it's very few cases that were truly demonic.
Yeah,
like the Conjuring house, like there's nothing demonic there.
Yeah, you can walk into a place and have something thrown at you. It doesn't mean it's demonic. It's just maybe a pissed off spirit that doesn't want you there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's it.
It is what it is. But yeah, it was scary. It was very scary for him, and he really thought he was going to die.
Far out.
So he never went back to that house.
Was there any like, being that was the party house, did you ever hear of anyone else like having illness?
No, I'd never heard that. I'd never heard it, or I was just never told that. I'm sure it happened. But no, every time I walk past that house, and I walk past that house a lot, and I knew something was in there. I knew something was in there. I could feel it, that something was in there. And I never wanted to go in there. And if I ever come to a point where I'm going to be passing on, if I have one regret in my life, it's going to that house.
Wow.
I should have never ever gone to that house, and I should have stopped him from going to that house. So, but shit happens, and
it's still there.
The house? Oh yeah, the house is still there.
And it's still abandoned.
It's still abandoned. Yeah, it actually looks like a castle.
Oh,
it's not a castle, but it looks like it.
Yeah.
So it's like Victorian era.
No, I wouldn't say it's Victorian era, but it definitely has high peaks like a castle would. And I always called it the castle. It's just that's what it looked like. So. To me, at least, but everybody referred it to the castle. So it's weird. It was a weird place. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you know, like, and that's the thing. Like over in the States and Canada, and even, you know, out in the countryside in the UK, and that, if a place is abandoned, it just stays that way. Whereas here, it gets ripped down. It does not take long before it gets ripped down.
Yeah. That's too bad. That's too bad. That's too bad that happens. It happens here as well. But the big problem here is, like I said earlier in the show, people don't want people to know that their place is haunted. It's something shameful. I don't know why they think that is, or they think it's gonna hurt their business, or people are like a residential. It's gonna hurt. People are gonna think differently about them. They're gonna think they're crazy, you know, for all this stuff happening, and it just doesn't work that way. Like I truly believe, like this place that I investigated, that I'm doing the documentary, they're busy every single day. Everybody knows it's haunted.
Yeah.
So I think it's that stigma, right? It's that stigma that if you have a haunting in your place, that it's going to people are going to come there and get sucked into a vortex or something like that. I don't know what it is, but it's too bad. But
it is. Yeah.
so there's so many great places in Canada to investigate.
I wonder if they have, and I'm sure they would legally have any grounds to get the video that Sam and Colby put up taken down.
Oh, I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could, for sure.
Because if it's not in alignment with what is going on there, and
what's actually happening.
Yeah, and it's going to, cause a negative impact. I don't think it will. I think it, if anything, because I've got millions and millions, it'll have like a lot of people going there wanting to find out what's going on, but it's still not authentic with what is happening.
You wait till this documentary comes out of this place. It's amazing what we did in this documentary, and we discovered even more than what they knew in this investigation, which was fantastic.
Yes,
and it's just like this. The famous story of this place was from the War of 1812. The American soldiers I guess attacked the place. It's actually a love story as well. There was a British soldier that was in love with a bartender that worked there, and he thought it was his true love. She didn't feel the same way, unfortunately. So he went there to see her, and the American soldiers attacked the bar they were instructed to. So he actually ran downstairs to the basement, hid in one of those big wine barrels, and he was actually killed because they went downstairs and started stabbing all the wine barrels.
Oh no!
Yeah, and he was in one. Yeah, he was in one and was killed. And so the famous story is, if you actually go to their website, they have a website. It's called the Old Angel Inn. If you go down to the bottom of the page or somewhere in there, you can actually see they actually captured what looks like to be an apparition on security camera in the bar area, which is really, really super cool. And so their story is that, this guy was killed, and that's who's haunting this place. Well, we found out, this is what we found out. We actually had a tarot card reader medium come in to the documentary. So we actually found out, because what we couldn't understand is why there was such negative upstairs in the inn on one side of the inn. The other side of the inn was very peaceful, but one side was very not so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Not so nice. So we actually discovered that the spirit that's upstairs, because they figured the guy that was killed downstairs in the basement roams the whole place. It's not. He doesn't. He's in the basement and stays in the basement. So what we found out, the American soldier that killed him is the one upstairs in the inn.
Wow.
So we actually found out that he was killed later on in the war, and his energy got sucked back to the inn. So he's the one that's haunting the inn upstairs, while the American soldier is hiding in the basement.
Wow.
But
We also found out
awful that he's got to be there with that other dickhead that bloody killed him.
Yeah, so we also found out that the old owner that owned this place, that she loved her business. She really loved it. Well, she ended up dying, but she ended up living. She lived in the other side of the inn. She had her own bedroom or her own room, so she stayed in that room most nights. So we actually found out, because they kept on hearing a woman spirit, we actually found out it's the old owner that is in the restaurant part and in the other side of the inn. So we found out all this stuff. They were amazed. The owners were amazed. They knew none of this. And that's what the documentary is going to be about. And it was an incredible 3 days. It really, really was. And so that documentary is actually going to go up on Paraflix, but it's also going into the film festival in Canada and the States as well. So, it's going to be, people are going to be blown away when they see this video, because we found out so much information about this place. And that was really the first time an investigation I uncovered that much about a place. That it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And the owners were very grateful. And obviously they said, anytime you want to come back, you have an open invitation. And if you want to come and do another investigation, we will close the business for you so you can film. So it was amazing.
Or ask if the soldier who was killed in the barrel, like if he was stuck there, or like if he wanted to just go home. Like,
I think it was just I think it was more like it's hard to say. We didn't really get that kind of information, but it was almost like he was scared to go upstairs.
Oh, VT. I'm so sorry. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. That's horrible. That's horrible. But we never found out. But for some reason, we just think he's down there because he's scared. He's scared to leave. He's scared that whatever the reason is. But what was really cool during the investigation, because we had a medium tarot card reader come in, and what was really cool about it, so we were upstairs doing a tarot card reading, and obviously the medium tarot card reader knew nothing about the place, and he likes to learn about the place, which is fine, but he was pulling out these cards, and I asked a question: how did you die here? And he pulled out a card. And now, keeping in mind, he's mixing up the cards and stuff like that, so he has no idea what he's going to flip over. So he flipped over a card. It was a circle with swords in it.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, right? Like, I have been using like certain decks, right? But I do not know the actual like tarot meaning behind the cards. I use them as more of like extra guidance with things that I'm picking up, right? And when I've done reads for people and they ask a question, and the stuff that comes out blows my mind. It's like, you seriously cannot make this shit up. Like, how? You know?
It was incredible. He was the type, when you ask a question, it would have to be a yes or no question, or not a yes or no question. But this guy was incredible. And the whole 3 days was a lot of fun. And I think people are going to really, really enjoy seeing that video when it comes out. Because it's going to be a full documentary, and we have reenactments going on, and we actually have the soldier, like the British soldier, actually running downstairs and getting killed in the barrel, and we did it all. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So we did reenactments as well, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really, really looking. That's probably going to come out in October.
Okay.
So
I was just going to ask that.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But my third season on Paraflix is coming up. It's going to be released in July. So so that's going to be a lot of fun. But then I think October, November of this year, I'll have the 4th season of my UK trip. So Fourth and fifth season is going to be all UK stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's Paraflix for people that don't know.
Okay. And so where can people find all the info on Global?
Well, we're, like I said earlier, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook. The website will be released at the end of June, beginning of July. So you'll be able to go, and I can tell people it's www.globalghosthunt.com when the website is released. So we're just waiting for the website to be released, and we're going to get going and get shaking and get this get this party started, I guess, for next year.
Absolutely.
Come and get involved.
Yeah.
Jump on board.
For sure. Oh, thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that. Hi, Mackenzie.
Does anyone have any, more questions for Bryan or anything like that?
That's great, Raymond. V-Team Paranormal, yes, I do. It's I think Peta said it's in the description on my links. But for the YouTube channel, it's Huntaphobia. You can see it in my name right here on the in the video, Huntaphobia.
And he also has a podcast on YouTube that's streamed through Parapost, etc. Through the Lens with Lex, with Bryan and Lex. Go check that one out too. And that link is in the description box too. I believe I've put the YouTube link for Through the Lens in there.
Yeah, the Huntaphobia is just very simple to find. So it pops up pretty. Once you start writing in Hunt, I think it pops up. Oh, my worst investigation. My worst investigation. That's a tough one. I've done so many. My worst investigation. I will say my worst investigation was this bridge. It's called Bailey's Bridge. It's here in Toronto, and a lot of the famous people have gone there. Mo Sargi's been there, and obviously faked the video. But that was that was probably one of my. That's probably that place. There's a story of a girl that a 15-year-old. It was her birthday. She was out with friends, and she left her friends, and then she disappeared. And supposedly she was killed. She was kidnapped and killed under that bridge on her birthday. And so if you go to the bridge and you sing happy birthday on top of the bridge, you'll hear her scream.
Oh yeah, no, I watched that on your channel.
Yeah, and that was probably I think the story was definitely embellished a lot. It's like the telephone game, right? Like when you sit in a circle, you tell one person something, and by the end of the circle, it's something completely different. I think that's what's happened there. That's probably I wouldn't say worst, but probably one of the investigations that I would say I would never go back to be honest. So, but other than that, most of my investigations have been really, really good. So,
all right. And my sister's asking, are you going to come investigate in Australia?
And when I'm invited.
Really? Bryan.
When I'm invited. You know what? I'd love to come I'd love to come to Australia. My only problem is the flight. And on top of that, I don't like flying. I don't like flying.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't like flying. So when I flew to UK, that was hard.
That was very hard. From Canada to the UK.
7 hours.
Oh, okay.
Whereas it's 14. But see, we're in Perth.
Wait a minute. From Canada to Australia is 22-hour flight.
All right, I'm going to need a first class ticket.
Thank you, Andrea. I'd love to. I'd love to.
The Concorde's still not operating.
Yeah, Perth. So we've got to fly over to Sydney, which is like a 5.5-hour flight. And then from Sydney, we're going to fly, and that's the 14 hours to LA. But 22 hours? Yeah.
So you're looking at probably about 27-hour flight. So my suggestion would be is to fly you to the States. It'll be shorter. To be honest, we'll do it. We'll do it.
We will.
Yep. So I want to say thank you to V Team Paranormal.
We're coming.
That subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that. They live in Victoria. That's great. They're Canadian. Awesome. Very haunted city. I will say one place I want to do is the Tranquil Sanatorium. Please tell me you've done that place. V Team. It's the number one spot. I believe it's the number one haunted spot in Canada.
Not Andre. Oh, don't worry, he is, Daniel. We both out, or no, 3. We had 3 asylums here, and all 3 of them are inaccessible.
Yeah,
one
we have
arts museum. Another one's owned by a huge private corporation, and the third one, another fake investigator from many years ago, screwed it up. So yeah.
I have one that I've investigated. It's on YouTube. It's also on Paraflix. You can't get into it, and you can get into it. I just won't, because it's a $25,000 fine. You can get 6 months in jail. So that's owned by the Queen, actually. And but I know how to get into it, but I won't. But I captured a lot of evidence outside of it, so it's not a big deal to me. We have another one that I'd love to go to, but unfortunately it's fenced, security camera, and there's a police station right beside it. And there's another one that just got shut down, closed down. People can't get into it anymore. It's been fenced as well. But the Tranquil Sanatorium that's out in the Kamloops, BC, you can get into that one. They actually have investigators go in there. They've actually had movies in there as well. So I'd love to go into the Tranquil Sanatorium. It's definitely on my bucket list. I will get there. And the next one on my bucket list is Suicide Forest.
Oh, yeah. I want to go there too.
Yeah. So
I get the worst vibes whenever I see.
I think what I'm most afraid of that place is because of what I can do and what I can see. I'm just afraid I'm going to see a wall. I'm going to see a wall of black. But I did find out some information about the Suicide Forest, though. They actually have rangers that go along the paths and stuff like that, and they actually say they prefer you not to go into the forest at night.
Yeah.
You will get lost very, very easily.
Yeah, I've had that.
And it's before. 10,000 kilometers long, I believe.
Yeah, see, I would be taking a shit ton of fluoro tape and
I like that. I like that comment. I like what Andrea said.
Breadcrumbs.
Bucket list. You're not that old yet, Bryan. I like that. I think paranormal investigators have a bucket list of places they want to go to. So
yeah, I really want to go to the Sally House. Have you been there?
No, I've only been to one place in the States.
I want to know. I really want to know, not from watching other people's videos, but
she's the crazy one, right? She's the crazy one that built stuff in her home and built walls in her closets. And is that the one that you're talking about?
No, that's Winchester Mystery House.
Okay.
No, the Sally House is where it's, I think, is it in Connecticut, guys? I don't know. But it's only a small house. Sam and Colby have been there. But
did we really have to mention their name, to be honest?
A little girl called Sally, who is supposedly a demon.
But betrays us.
Oh, wow. So V-Team Paranormal. Can I just say something about V-Team Paranormal? If you can go over and follow my Facebook page, I will follow you back, and then we can talk. Because he's from Canada, or she's from Canada. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. So we can talk. Bryan John Laverty or Bryan J. Laverty. Just go over there and follow me, and we can talk. Because they're just getting into the paranormal investigations. Oh, wait a minute. No, not yet. I'm trying to find places to investigate here. I moved here just as COVID restrictions started, so I hope someday with someone. Yeah, hit me up. I'll definitely fly out there for sure.
But exactly, Daniel, like, is it a demon or a little girl? Like, I want to know. So I want to go. Simple.
There you go. It's a cool place. It's good. And Jen, what's your place that you'd like to go to?
Look, the one that really interests me, and I suppose it's a bit contentious, is Skimwalker Ranch.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, there's two, lots of different points of view about what's going on, whether people in the past have lied about the activity. Yeah, just a whole lot of stuff going on.
So you like cryptids?
Yeah, I just like the idea that all that is happening in one particular spot. And also, is it actually happening, or is it due to other influences that have happened on the ranch, sort of thing?
Yeah.
So it just fascinates me.
If Raymond, can you do me a solid? Could you give V-Team Paranormal my? Can he do that? I don't think he's a mod, is he? Just put my Facebook link in the description because V-Team Paranormal didn't get my Facebook page. So it's I'll just say it's Bryan, Bryan J Lav as in Victor ERTY. And then we can definitely talk.
Ayla, that's right.
Yep.
Yes, I remember now. All right. Well, shit, I didn't realize we'd be in like
this was fantastic. You know what? This was fantastic.
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Raymond.
Oh, there you go.
We just chat.
You know what? This was fantastic. This was a lot of fun. You girls are a hoot. I love you both. You know I do.
You should see behind the scenes.
Well, I already know part of it.
Yeah, you do.
You're always late. That's part of it. You're always late.
Actually, 4 hour latest, like I've got part 2 coming out soon, but for that investigation, there's a part of it where we're just being absolute like speditial goofballs, right? So there's going to be quite a few outtakes
I'm scared.
on the final after the final episode comes out.
V-Team still didn't hear what I said. V-Team still didn't hear what I said. It's Bryan J Laverty. I think Raymond put it the link above, so you can just click on that.
Bryan J Laverty.
Yes, Bryan J Laverty. Actually, my full name, my actual full name is Bryan John. That's my first name.
It's Bryan John.
Bryan John. Yes.
John or Jean?
It's John. My mother was French Canadian, and she preferred it.
I was right, Brian.
Yeah.
That's why there's the hyphen.
ESPN flirt. Always, Daniel. Always. I'm constantly unplugged, apparently.
Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Oh, it's funny when you get Pete on.
People like how I am on lives and in my videos. I'm freaking exactly the same.
It's funny. It's sometimes I'm talking to Pete. I'm talking to Pete on through Messenger on Facebook, and I feel like sometimes I'm talking to myself because she's gone out. She's gone somewhere else in her head.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard for you and I to talk because it's just that level. We're at the same sarcastic level.
Yeah, it's all good. I enjoy talking to you, so that's what matters.
It is.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes, you're welcome. Yeah. Thank you for coming on. And
I'm glad I was able to begin your second season with a bang.
Yes. Well, I mean,
what a start.
We had to start with you, didn't we? Because, Parapost.
Well, no, you didn't really have to, but I'm glad you did.
We'll just do this because I always do this.
I did that before.
Yeah,
I did that before.
Although
stop it.
When when I say I get Brian's like, well, if Miss Peta requests my presence, then it's just
that's funny.
You got this. Wait till I'm over there. You guys will really see how unplugged I am. That will be the scary part.
You really should try to not broadcast that.
What did I like? Have No,
it's okay. It's okay. I'm kidding.
I have to be authentic. I've got to be.
We all do. We all should. So I wonder if there's anybody who actually was here right from the beginning, except I know Daniel was. Daniel was there at the beginning.
Daniel, Andrea, Sean.
Andrea, yeah. You got some great followers.
Absolutely.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've met Andrea and I've spoken to, Daniel only a few weeks ago. We had a nice long convo on the phone. Yeah.
So is that true, Andrea? Crazy Aussies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But crazy in a good way. Crazy in a great way.
Yeah.
That's how I like it. I like him crazy.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian, and thank you everyone in the chat for tuning in. And we will catch you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.